Also, during the break, Kevin Durant said he wants out of Brooklyn. And we think the big question is, like, why? All right, we can speculate that maybe Phoenix, what's Phoenix give up for Kevin Durant, but why? You got a 4-year deal. Like, why do you want out now? If you don't want to play with Kyrie, then Kyrie's gone or going to be gone, so it's your team. Like, you handpicked Steve Nash. Is it management? Didn't want the James Harden trade? You guys have talent. So I didn't know why or don't know why Kevin Durant wants out. Now, initially I thought, is Kevin Durant saying, hey, trade me? So management will then give Kyrie a long-term deal. Because Kyrie wants out because he knows the Nets don't want him. They don't want to put up with this anymore. The owner said, I don't want to deal with this anymore. And maybe Kevin Durant, being a good buddy, and he stood by Kyrie throughout all of this, is saying, well, then trade me. If you're not going to give him a long-term deal, then trade me. That's the only thing I thought initially. And then now it might be KD looked around and goes, where's my place in history? Steph Curry just won another title, and he won one without me in Golden State. And maybe he looks around and says, you know, LeBron got one. It was a bubble championship, and but he got another championship. I need to get another one here. And I need to get one maybe on my own with my team. And that's what I thought he was trying to get with Brooklyn. But now all of a sudden he's like, I want out. Okay. Now I know that he does a podcast. I'd love for the host to say, why do you want out? Because that seems to be the one question that's still hanging there. And you want to go to Phoenix? You want to play with Devin Booker? Okay. What do they give up? If I'm the Nets, I'll go, oh, you want to go to Phoenix? We want Devin Booker. Like, we always think, well, these teams will accommodate these superstars. If I'm the Nets, I don't send Kyrie to the Lakers unless I want the Lakers to detonate. But why would I help out LeBron, who wants Kyrie Irving? Hey, we're going to give you a first-round pick in 2029. Like, I don't care. Like, Kyrie wants this. So, Kyrie, we wanted you to be professional. We wanted you to play. Now, why would you accommodate him? Kevin Durant wants out. Oh, he wants to go to Phoenix. We don't want to send you to Phoenix. We can send you wherever we want to. Like, how does this help us? Right? So, there was a chance that Durant could end up with Minnesota. But then I would say, I want Anthony Edwards. Not, hey, you get to keep Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns. We'll take, I don't know, throw in anybody. How about the ghost of Kevin Love? Like, Ricky Rubio. Like, what are you doing? So KD wants to go, and there have been a variety of reports on what the Nets would get. Zach Lowe of ESPN said, Mikal Bridges, Cameron Johnson, Dario Saric, 4 first-round picks, and 3 first-round swaps. Okay. If I don't hear Devin Booker's name, I'm not trading him. You're going to have, you don't care about those players. Bridges is a good player. 4 first-round picks. Okay, I don't know what that's going to mean. Probably not a lot. You're going to swap 3 first-round picks. But why am I accommodating a guy who wants out? I'd be like, Kevin, you want out? I'm going to send you to Orlando. Like, this is the team you wanted. All of these, these guys who have so much power, good for them, but they act immature. James Harden, hey, I got my team in Houston. I want Chris Paul. I don't want Chris Paul. Now I want out. It's when, you give them the power and they don't know what they're doing. Yeah. See.
How much do you think James Harden being traded to the Nets and then traded away has impacted where the Nets stand today?
Well, Harden didn't want to be there. He wanted to go to Philadelphia. And so this was sort of a rest stop, like, all right, we're going to pull over from, we're going to be on the highway, but we're pulling over. We're going to stop in Brooklyn, but we'll get you to Philadelphia. I think when they realized that James Harden was out of shape and Kevin Durant probably went, oh, boy, I didn't sign up for this. And then you got Kyrie, who is estranged from the team for a variety of reasons. And Kevin Durant's probably going, Steph's winning another championship. LeBron won one. And look at me. I was going to have a team that was going to win at least one championship here. Yes.
And then you get Ben Simmons thrown in where you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But through that lens, can't you kind of see why Kevin Durant wants out?
But isn't he help running the team? Him and Kyrie, part of the coaching staff and ownership and all that nonsense? Remember that? They got to handpick Steve Nash, who wasn't ready for this moment. Kyrie says that, he's part of the ownership here. So you guys created a team that you wanted and a coach that you wanted. And you thought, we're going to just breeze right through this. Yeah, Paul.
I read all these articles, and I'm trying to find one that says why. Sports Illustrated article by Howard Beck, and he says, those who know Durant cite two primary reasons for him to ask for a trade. Mm-hmm. A rocky Nets season to end in a first-round sweep, which,
Okay, but who's to blame for that?
Well, here's the second part. And the franchise's sour relationship with Kyrie Irving, his close friend. Durant doesn't see much hope for a revival of that relationship with Irving and the team. And he's unhappy that his friend is unhappy. But his friend, by playing half the season, definitely didn't help them go further in the playoffs. Wouldn't you give it another year there, full speed ahead, everyone on the team, maybe Ben Simmons add something before you ask for that trade?
I can't say if I'm Kyrie because I'm not crazy. But wouldn't you just say, Kevin, I owe it to you. I will play this season. I will play hard. Let's try to win a championship. Let's run it back. I mean, if my friend is trying to help me and he's got 4 years left, I think I owe it to Kevin Durant to say, let's run it back, and I'm going to give you everything I got here. Now you've made yourself even more valuable. If you do want to go, or let's say you have magic, let's say you have a run and you go to the NBA Finals or win a championship. Now what are the Nets going to do? Now you're going to get your contract extension. But it just feels like, you guys are mistreating me. Even though I mistreated you, I want out. If Kyrie wins, then the organization wins, Durant wins, and Kyrie will win. Because then they're going to sign him to a long term. Maybe it's a 5-year deal. Maybe it's 4 years. Maybe it's 3 years. But I think they basically said, all right, you want 1 year? And this will help us trade you? Here you go. You got 1 year. We're going to pay you this. No, instead, now we can trade you because teams are going to know what you're going to ask for, what your salary is here. How about you just man up? Why don't you do what you said you were going to do? And KD, honor your contract. It was 11 months ago when he signed this 4-year deal. Now what? I mean, now you're going to run. Yes.
Those really don't mean anything, though.
Well, they do. I mean, when you don't have them, like if it doesn't mean anything, then why is Kyrie upset that they didn't extend him? They just gave him 1 year. All right, play. Play for 1 year. Play hard. How about you play the whole year? Try it. See what it feels like. You owe it to Kevin Durant.
But see, I give Kevin Durant some credit. I give him some respect for sticking by his buddy. If that's the case, they went there together, and now they're going to leave together.
But you don't think Kevin Durant can say to his buddy, hey, stick it out for 1 year. And you know what? If it doesn't work, we both leave. We could own the city. We could win a championship here. Let's do it. 1 year. Let's run it back. Can't even say run it back. They didn't run it forward to begin with. So let's try to run it.
Everybody's getting a year older.
Well, does he have a better chance winning a championship with Kyrie, Ben Simmons, and, not disrupting a roster that he's going to go to? Because you go to Phoenix, Now what do you have? It's like when Carmelo went to the Knicks. He's like, where is everybody? We traded everybody to get you. But also, now you look at the Rudy Gobert trade, and they gave up 4 first-round picks for Rudy Gobert, and you give up 4 players. So now the price is pretty crazy here. You want somebody like this, you're going to give up at least 4 first-round picks. And you might not care about the draft picks, but I want something in return. I want, like, real players. Yeah, Marv.
My question regarding the Rudy Gobert trade. They traded Patrick Beverley. Will Patrick Beverley get a video tribute when he goes back to Minnesota?
Patrick Beverley is... He'll be on First Take. When the playoffs roll around, he'll probably be on First Take again. And good for him. He might have a career in broadcasting. But he hadn't been a good player for a long time. He's kept himself in the news. Good for him. Yes, Paul.
Despite the price, I think I like what the Minnesota Timberwolves did getting Gobert because Karl Anthony is not a center. He's tall. He is definitely not a center. The way he plays, he's outside in. Now you got a true center in Gobert. You gave up 4 first-round draft picks, but the goal is for those draft picks to be the 27th pick of the draft. Yeah. And what they win? The Timberwolves won 46 games last year. Let's say they won 55. The mission accomplished. That draft pick is now the 26th pick of the draft, and it's not that valuable. It's valuable on a headline.
I just don't know if Rudy Gobert, his numbers are impressive, but I don't know how impactful they're going to be. In today's NBA, I don't know that. But if you're like if I'm Donovan Mitchell and all of a sudden I go, all right, I didn't want to play with Rudy Gobert. Where is that? Where's Quinn Snyder? Hello. And I think Donovan Mitchell probably at some point goes, you know what? Let's not kid anybody. Let me go too. But if you're giving up that for Rudy Gobert, what do you have to give up for Donovan Mitchell? I mean, the Utah Jazz are going to be like the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're going to have like 58 first-round picks over the next, 4 years. Can't wait for the NBA draft. On the clock, Oklahoma City. After that, Oklahoma City. And then Oklahoma City has the next pick after that. That's what it's going to be. But I would love for someone to just ask KD, like, why do you want out? Is it Kyrie? Is it the coach? Is it front office? Is it all the above? Is it Steph just won a championship? LeBron is a couple of years removed from winning a championship. And here I am thinking I built a dream team, and it's ending horribly. The Nets, didn't extend Kyrie. Like, I just would love to know that. He's got a podcast, so maybe that question comes up. That'd be the first question. Hey, welcome to KD's podcast, etc. Why do you want out of Brooklyn? Because after that, now we can talk. Other than that, I couldn't care less. Hey, he wants to go to Phoenix. Hey, you're turning 34, dude. You see the clock ticking? Is that what this is? Yes.
It's going to be like, man, the media's running with this narrative again. I never said I wanted out of Brooklyn. I said I wanted to find a new opportunity.
Yeah.
They're running with this narrative. Never said that.
And his brother's going to respond on Twitter, and Stephen A. Smith is going to respond, and Kendrick Perkins is going to, it's just like.
The media needs things to talk about.
Yeah.
That's all that this is.
Yeah,
I never said I wanted to leave Brooklyn. I said I wanted to go somewhere new.
Yeah. It's not that I don't want to stay. It's that I want to go. Like, you guys are twisting this.
Relationships end. That's just relationships form new beginnings. One door closes, another one opens. That's what the media needs to focus on. Instead, they're just making up all this stuff.
He wants to go to Phoenix. If I'm the Nets, man, I draw a line in the sand and say, dude, you're getting paid. You're under contract. We want Devin Booker. How about this? We'll give you KD straight up for Devin Booker. There you go. You willing to do that? Chris Paul's 37. How long are you going to be able to rely on him? DeAndre Ayton, is he going to be there? And the West is very competitive. And I think that's another thing to factor in as well. You're going out West. I mean, it's not any easier winning a championship. And Golden State is still going to be good next year. The Lakers, we assume, will be better. Memphis is for real. Pelicans, getting Zion, play a full season there. You can run down the list of teams. Except for the Portland Trailblazers, and Damian Lillard says he's going to stay there and he's going to go down with the ship. Going to get paid $60 million a year, 2 more years there. And I do respect that. Love Damian Lillard. If he chased a ring, then we'd be like, oh, you chased a ring. And look, it's a nice consolation prize to take the money. But I like that he said, he's getting paid what he's worth. So I can't begrudge you. And I like the fact that, hey, you drafted me, you took a chance on me, and I want to win something here. Because he could still make his money elsewhere, but I do respect that he wants to, at least, they're not going to make the playoffs. They're not a good team. But I remember that people were critical of Kevin Garnett in Minnesota. KG was loyal. And then all of a sudden, the trade happened with the Boston Celtics. But he was willing to stay in Minnesota because he was loyal to that team. Reggie Miller did that with Indiana. He could have gone elsewhere. He wanted to stay loyal. There are players who, Tony Gwynn did that in San Diego with the Padres. There are players who do this, and I respect that. If you want to chase a ring, I understood why LeBron did it. And he was, widely criticized that he's chasing a ring. He couldn't get anybody to go to Cleveland. If they would have come to Cleveland, if Dwayne Wade or Chris Bosh would have gone to Cleveland, LeBron would have stayed in Cleveland. I truly believe that. But with the cast of characters that he had that went to the NBA Finals, he probably said, there's only so much I can do. And that's why he decided that, all right, they won't come here. I got to go there. KD had what he wanted. Kyrie wanted to go there. They were going to build something. Yeah, Mark.
My issue with when people say you're ring chasing, isn't that what you play for? You play to win, but you don't win the way they want you to win. Like, oh, you're ring chasing. Like, isn't that what you want me to do? But now you're not doing it. I'm not doing it the way you want it, or however it goes.
And I don't want to. And I agree with what you're saying. This is Dame's career. This is his life. He does what he wants to do, how he wants to do it. If you want to chase a ring, you chase a ring. Because after a while, you know what's going to happen when it's all said and done. Best players to never win a ring, Damian Lillard joins the list. Yes, he.
Yeah, but there's the modern ring talk has an asterisk up next to every one of them. Like LeBron, well, yeah, but that's the bubble ring. Or
why
KD, it's like, yeah, but he had to do that one. Every ring now comes with a yeah, but not really.
I like why is it there's an asterisk with LeBron getting a ring in the bubble, but there's no asterisk with the guys who didn't win a championship in the bubble? It's a negative for LeBron, but it's not a negative for the other guys who didn't win a ring in the bubble.
It's like, well, it was the bubble, so that's why they didn't play well. That doesn't happen.
The Lakers had home court advantage in the West, so they gave that up to be in the bubble. And somehow we're going to use that. Well, but that's a bubble championship. They took away everybody's advantage and put you in the bubble, hermetically sealed. There are a lot of big-time names, big-time stars. They didn't win in the bubble. LeBron did. Therefore, well, you got to be critical of that.